Yo, what's going on today, YouTube? It is your boy Rikar here, and today it's Tier List Tuesday. As always, every Tuesday we got ourselves a little tier list here. Today we're just gonna rank every single Vanguard weapon for Warzone. Now that we have a really good feel on the game, we can kind of see where the meta is shifting to, what's gonna be happening going forward. Even though Call of Duty obviously is in a bad spot, whether it's multiplayer or Warzone, specifically Warzone with this Krampus event and all the crashing going on with the game, it's not in a great spot right now, but I'll get you guys ahead of the meta as soon as possible. So let's jump into it. All right, you guys. So if you guys haven't been here before, we're just going to rank it S through D. If you guys haven't been here, D is the worst. S is the best. Pretty straightforward, simple here. We're going to kind of go fast on these because there's quite a few weapons here. So we just kind of want to get this done. Try to keep it around a 10-minute video. So pistol, 911. I mean, it's hard to rank pistols on this ranking system, but I guess I'll just put it at like a B tier because honestly, it's probably the best pistol. I'm actually going to put an A tier because right now, when you fall out of the sky with this in your hand, which isn't happening right now, by the way, you get an LMG right now, which is absolutely the dumbest thing. An LMG, a grenade, and a flash grenade, and a shotgun. I'm mind blown that they're even putting that in the game. But when you're regular jumping in with the 911 as a pistol, it's honestly viable. I like it a lot. You can really outplay some people in pistol fights, and very good. 3-line rifle, I'm going to put it at C tier. Some people like this one, but I can't find a build on this gun that I love. I don't know. It just feels like I'm never really hitting too many snipes with it, or I'm hitting every snipe with it, but I don't really find any too much consistency with any of the snipers in Vanguard, to be completely honest. Another sniper here, I'm going to probably put this at B tier. It is semi-automatic that you can one-shot in the head, which might end up being broken at the end of the day, but for the time being, I think the aim down sight speeds on it's a little too slow, and it's just AS44, I'm going to put at S tier right now. There's a hipfire build that's absolutely broken. And then for anyone that's from this TikTok video that went absolutely viral for me, for my first ever 1 million view TikTok, if you guys want to know where that is, it's down in the description below. But AS44 right now as a sniper support is absolutely phenomenal as well, guys. So there's a few different builds you can do with this weapon, and it's really, really good. Trust me. Automaton, it's got nerfed pretty bad, but it's still like a relatively decent weapon, so I'll put it at B tier. Like, there's a little bit more recoil on it, but it's mostly vertical, so on mouse and keyboard you can control it a little bit. Controller, it is a bit more difficult, that is for sure. The bar, I'm gonna put that B tier as well. The more I use this gun, the more I don't like it. Yes, sometimes you hit a couple headshots and people die in like 3 bullets. And then other times you just can't track the people because the fire rate is so freaking slow. So anything past medium range is kind of hard to use with this. I'm trying to think of like a cheeky like SMG build with it eventually that might actually be decent, but I don't know. For the time being, I think that fire rate's just going to really suck for a while. The Bren is S tier right now. I don't think anyone would argue that it's the best weapon in the game. 150% right now. There's 0 recoil, and it absolutely beams across the map. Combat shotgun, I'm going to put it at A tier. Obviously, with a pump shotgun, it's a little bit different, but this thing is kind of nuts, guys. It's super fun to play around with if you guys haven't messed around with it yet. It is, I would say, low-key broken. And I don't think anything's going to really make it meta because of the way and how fast time to kill is in this game. But say they do bring like Iron Trials time to kill back eventually, this thing might actually be super busted in close range. Cooper Carbine was S tier for a while. It's been kind of nerfed down now. I think it can argue for A tier, but I'm going to put it in B tier for the time being just because the range isn't very good on it. So it's like awkwardly stuck between an AR and an SMG, and it's not great at short range anymore. The movement got nerfed on it as well, I believe, but it's just you can still use it if you want. It's still viable, but I don't love it. Double barrels, I'm going to probably put an A tier if you're playing like Rebirth Island. Other than that, I'd probably put them in like D tier just because if you haven't seen these guys akimbo yet, it is absolutely absurd. It's like an automatic one-shot and they are broken. I think they're going to probably nerf these eventually, but I don't see them really coming out in Caldera because it's so open field. There's no reason to really have them. DP27, I'm going to probably put at... it's arguably A tier as well, but I think I'm going to put it B tier. It's just another like average weapon to me. I feel like the time to kill on it's really like pretty solid, but for me it just doesn't feel right for some reason. There's like no recoil on it, but something about this gun, if someone can tell me what it is in the comments, I would love to know because something just doesn't feel right on this gun. I don't know what it is. Revolving shotgun, I'm gonna probably put it C tier. None of the shotguns are like absolutely broken, which I was very worried about. They're decent, like this thing's decent, but at the time being, I think most of the SMGs you're gonna be able to outplay people with over shotguns. Knife, I think this is Is this the tack knife? I don't even know. I'm just gonna put it in D tier because it's relevant. We're not really gonna rank that. G43, if I could not even leave this on the list, I would put it below everything. For a new weapon in the game, it is absolutely horrible. Fire rate's bad, damage is bad. It's just atrocious. Gracie Auto, same thing as the revolving. I'm gonna leave it right there with C tier because, like I said before, it's not broken. It's just, I feel like SMGs are better. Riot Shield, D tier. No reason to put it even in here. Par 98K, I'm gonna put at A tier just because it is the best sniper right now, in my opinion. I really enjoy using this sniper. Someone in the comments probably gonna tell me that it's the wrong sniper to use because of something. It has gotten a couple of nerfs already, but I will say these snipers have a lot of flinch. So if you're like playing a regular BR, you might as well snipe with like the HDR because I think that has a little bit less bullet drop. These ones have some bullet drop and they have a ton of flinch. So that's the big downside of them. This pistol freaking sucks. I hate getting it in the googe. Itra burst. It's in an awkward spot. I think it goes C tier. It's just not very good right now, to be completely honest. It could be better, 100%. The Thompson, I would probably put at B tier. It got nerfed right off the rip. So at the moment, it has good movement, but I feel like as a ground loot, it's solid. But when you build it out, it really doesn't gain too much from building it out, which is always the worst feeling of a gun because some of these guns, when they have like no attachments on them, are horrible. And then you put attachments on them like the AS44 and it's unbelievable. So yeah, don't love it right now. I think it is meta / like viable. It's not meta. It's more viable. Wrong word choice. M1 Bazooka, I would probably put at... It's low-key decent. Like, it does one-shot some things. So I'll put it at C tier for now. I don't think we're ever going to get another, like... I think the game has evolved past, like, Bazooka / rocket launcher meta. But... I do see some people getting one-shots, but there was a really funny video that Noisy Butters posted, if you guys know who she is, and she was absolutely just one-shotting people with these bazookas, so it's actually okay. M1 Grant, C, I'm gonna put a D tier. The fire rate's awkward on it, like you're kind of limited on it, the range isn't great on it. I don't know, it just doesn't feel like that classic semi-automatic. I'm sure they'll buff it at some point and make it broken, but for the time being, Machine pistol, I would probably put it at A tier as well. It got nerfed right off the rip because it was completely broken, but it's still very solid and viable, I would say. Nothing wrong against that one. MG42 is going to probably go A or S, right? I'll probably put it A tier. The time to kill is a little slow on it for how fast the fire rate is, so if you don't hit every single bullet, you kind of get disappointed in time to kill that time. So I'll take it as an A tier for now. You could argue it to be S tier though, to be completely honest. MK11 launcher, pointless, not ever going to use that. The Sten to me is arguably S tier. I think I'm going to put it S tier. I love the movement on it, time to kill solid on it. I think it's your best overall SMG for movement and everything like that. So if you guys haven't used the Sten yet, it's super good, and I do really love this gun right now. Overall, my favorite SMG. NZ41. Kind of a disappointing gun right now, I'm being completely honest, because it was very good right off the rip, and going forward right now, after the first few bullets, the recoil is horrible no matter what you put on it. So it's very hard to control, and I just don't like it very much right now. I'm sure they'll smooth out that recoil eventually and it would go back up to like A tier, but for the time being, Owen Gun, I think, kind of falls in that same spot as the... I'll just throw it up here so you guys can see it. I'm going to throw it in B tier. I think it's decent right now, but nothing to write home about. It's okay. It's okay at the end of the day. Launcher that isn't as good as the Bazooka. Another launcher that's about the same. I just don't think either of those are absolutely phenomenal, so we'll leave them there for the time being. No point of ranking a melee weapon. PPSH, I would probably put at B tier as well. After the nerfs, it has good movement still, but it's just average at the end of the day. Nothing to go right home about. Let me, is there a way I guess I can make myself a little smaller for the end of this video. Like, make me real tiny for the end of this video. Why not? The Rat, honestly, is a pretty bad pistol compared to some of the other ones, like the 1911. So I'll probably put it at D tier, no point. The Sten's on here a second time. We're not going to rank it a second time. I think the STG's S tier right now. Probably your most consistent AR in the game right now. Anything other than this STG is pretty inconsistent at some points with ARs. I will say that's why I like the AS44 as the sniper support. Otherwise, I would probably rather have STG. That's probably my favorite AR right now. SVT40. I think it goes D tier. It's another one that's really underperforming in Warzone right now. It's really not doing anything special at all, and I highly do not use this weapon. It's very underperforming. Top break, D tier. There's a lot of D tier weapons, man. They're probably gonna have to do some serious changing at some point. Type 100. The more I use it, the more I think it's B tier. I really like this weapon because you have vital on it, and it's good, pretty solid movement, good clip size, but it really has a slow sprint to fire speed. And if you saw my most recent clip where I was talking about aim assist a little bit, I literally lose a gunfight because of how slow the sprint to fire speed is. Also, the guy got insane aim assist through a stun grenade, so that was unfortunate. But the Type 100 does have a slight disadvantage when it comes to sprint to fire speed. The Type 11, I think this is B tier. There's almost no recoil on it, and it's definitely a viable weapon, 100%. Obviously, with all the LMGs, they're pretty much no recoil, but I feel like the Type 11 feels slightly better than the DP27. But I'm both going to rank them in B tier because they can't even come close to the Bren. And that gap is ginormous right now in time to kill. Type 99, I think, is the second best sniper. It feels solid to me. I don't think it's anything to go right home about because the flinch is horrible on it. Aim down sight speed's pretty average, but I think you can hit some long range shots with it pretty well. Then last but not least, the Volk. You can build like a short range Volk or a long range Volk. So I'll put it A tier for the time being. I think it has some good viability to it. Definitely on ground loot, I like when I get the Volk. It's definitely one of those weapons where you have good movement, but you also get a good time to kill and a little bit more range than a typical SMG. So I like it, guys. That's going to be the tier list for every weapon right now. Obviously, S tier's meta, A tier's meta. I think that as the time goes on, we will see a lot of changes because you can see right here, there's pretty much like the big weapons, and then I have a couple trolley weapons in A with the 1911, the double barrel shotgun, and the combat shotgun. But other than that, there isn't anything absolutely phenomenal going on with these B tier weapons. Obviously, someone's going to tell me I'm wrong and put it like the Owen Gun should be A tier, which you could argue, and a few other things. But I think right now, some of these weapons just need slight buffs and they'll move their way up or down in the list, whether you want to look at the top or the middle or the bottom of these lists. So really excited to see what they end up doing with the game. Right now, it's in a very unplayable state for a console. For us, basically, on PC, we're getting server disconnect every other game, which I'm going to make a TikTok about today, so go check that out. And then, yeah, that's about it, guys. I hope you guys do enjoy today's video. If you guys did, make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel and like the video. Helps out a bunch for everyone. I love you guys. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.